live and uncut. And I'm your host, the guy with the largest arms, the greatest charms, and the words that do the most harm, John R. Heinis, here to tell about the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. So, first of all, there's quite a few items throughout Jersey City, but before we get to that, of course, we had this earthquake last week, which is something that obviously nobody had on their bingo card for 2024, something that very, very rarely happens in the Garden State. Fortunately, it was not something that caused a lot of property damage or injuries, thank goodness. But we are going to talk just a little bit about what the impact was here in Hudson County. For those of you that maybe don't recall or just didn't read into it, that actually originated in Hudson County. So we're going to talk about that briefly. We're also, again, going to talk about the political scene over in Jersey City. There's a lot going on. First, notably, Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop, who's also a Democratic candidate for governor, filed an amicus brief in the appeal trying to get the county line reinstated for 2025. So we're going to tell you what that means for the governor's race and beyond. Also going to talk a little bit about the latest entrant into the Jersey City mayoral contest. Even though it's still 19 months away, we now have four. The latest being Jersey City Board of Education, former Jersey City Board of Education President Musab Ali. So we're going to talk about what his entrance into the race means. We're also going to chat a little bit about the fundraising capacity of former Governor Jim McGreevey and Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day. All that and a whole lot more right after this word from our sponsors.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View live on a cut, John R. Heinis. So again, let's talk a little bit about this 4.8 magnitude earthquake. So this is, again, something that no one out on their bingo card was a complete surprise. Some people felt the ground shake in their respective homes or places of work. Personally in the Heights, I didn't feel anything, but I know some neighbors that did. And there weren't a whole lot of implications beyond just, shock and surprise at the sheer fact that there was an earthquake here in New Jersey. Though the one exception, I guess, would be that Bayonne City Hall actually closed for the day. It was essentially a half day after the earthquake touched down about, I think it was 10:23 or so in the morning. And you saw a social media post from the Bayonne Office of Emergency Management that said City Hall is closed, except for police, fire, OEM, and other essential personnel. And I spoke to their coordinator, which is Eduardo Jr. Ferrante. He said the decision was made to close the municipal building out of an abundance of caution. The reason we closed City Hall is due to most of the buildings sitting atop a large underground parking garage. We're having a structural engineer inspecting it to ensure integrity, he told me in a text message. So with that, not really too much else to say. Quite a few officials tweeted out that they were doing things to check the integrity of buildings and other structures throughout the city, as well as checking on seniors. And there was really no injuries or damage to report, and Bayonne City Hall reopened as planned on Monday. Of course, the earthquake was on Friday. So not really too much else to add other than, very, very surprising. Now, getting into the politics that we all love, let's talk about this U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit and a few political entities looking to get this county line back into action to the fullest extent for 2025. And of course, next year is the gubernatorial race. So knowing that, and if you're active on social media, you know that Jersey City Mayor Fulop has been opposing the line since about October. And yesterday he filed an amicus brief through Scott Salmon, who is a fairly prominent election law attorney here in New Jersey. And they're pushing back completely against the Middlesex County Democratic Organization, Camden County Democratic Committee, Morris County GOP, and New Jersey Association of Republican Chairs, who are all looking to get this appealed and get the county lines back in full force again for next year, which includes the governor's race. Now, if you read this, Scott Salmon's a very colorful writer, so I got to give him props for that. And a lot of this is blasting Frank Hague and Tammany Hall and other historically corrupt administrations here in New Jersey. And another interesting point before we really dive into it is, for the first time, we are told that Fulop, who looked to be a top-tier candidate in the governor's race in 2017, ended up not running because of these ballots and because of the county lines. Specifically, what it said, given his upset election over a two-time incumbent in 2013 using office block ballots, remember Jersey City, it's nonpartisan, an election result that would be almost impossible if county line ballots were used, as well as his departure from the 2017 gubernatorial campaign because of those ballots. He has a unique experience in this matter, not addressed by any other party. And also, you remember that we spoke at an interview in February at the end of the month, and he talked about how he was going to entertain the possibility of running without party lines. He expanded on that in a post on X the following day. So there's that. And of course, I'm sure everybody watching is aware that on Good Friday, U.S. District Court Judge Zahid Qureshi granted emergency adjunctive relief in a case spearheaded by U.S. Rep. Andy Kim, who's now the frontrunner of the U.S. Senate race. The judge in this case agreed that the county line is unconstitutional, but a challenge from the Morris County GOP said that injunctive relief cannot be granted if it is not requested, and the judge agreed. So oddly, as it sits today, there's no lines in the Democratic races for the June 4th primary, but there are lines for the Republican candidates in the primary. So that's not an outcome too many people were expecting. It. I certainly wasn't. And if you go through this brief again, there's a lot of colorful language, some fun sentences to parse through. For example, whether it was Tammany Hall in New York or Nucky Johnson in Atlantic City, Frank Hague ran either the first or the last political machine in history. The current county line system that is in place is just its latest version. Each of the various county parties on both sides of the spectrum serves as its steward and helps propagate its inequities. And there's a lot more, but they push back on the MCDO, Middlesex County Democratic Organization, as diverse and progressive, noting that 4 of their 5 representatives in the state Senate are straight white men, which is the same to be said for 6 of their 10 assembly representatives in the state assembly. So, I could go on, but I think you get the point. It doesn't look like we're going to get a decision any earlier than Friday, so in the event that we get one, we will certainly update you when it comes in. Now, we're talking about that mayoral contest, even though it's not until November 4th, 2025. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we have a new competitor in this growing field, and that's former Board of Education President Musab Ali. He's a graduate of Harvard and also of McNair High School, and decided not to run in 2022, got a law degree actually from Harvard, and he filed to run on Friday. Nobody really saw it until Monday. And he has since put out a campaign video and a statement. He said, deciding to challenge the status quo and run for mayor was no easy choice, but seeing our city, the most diverse in America, struggle with issues like affordability and gentrification, and grappling with the shadows of machine politics, I knew I couldn't stay on the sidelines. Jersey City raised and educated me. When I became the youngest elected official in our city's history, it was because you trusted me. Now I'm ready to champion a Jersey City that works for all of us. Don't forget, he was just 23 years old when he became the Board of Ed president in 2001. So with that, folks, we're going to take another quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to be joined with Hoboken 4th Ward Councilman Ruben Ramos.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
I mean, apparently they think they can, but I don't care. Hudson County View live at Uncut. Chad Heinis. And as I mentioned a few moments ago, today my guest is Hoboken 4th Ward Councilman Ruben Ramos. Ruben, nice to see you.
Good to see you, John. It was a pleasure.
All right, same here. So let's go back to last Wednesday. You guys voted on the budget.
Or didn't vote.
Well, it did go the way that everyone was expecting, for sure. It ended up being defeated by a vote of 5-4. So just reiterate to me why you thought this was not the time or the place to introduce this.
I think it was more of a timing issue on our behalf when we were thinking about it. Or not thinking about it. We didn't really talk to each other beforehand. It was normally our agendas go out on Fridays, 4 p.m. And a budget as big as we have it now, $144 million, we want the public to have as much information as they possibly can. Well, all of our agenda items are out at 4 o'clock on Friday pretty consistently. We add some items for new business, but to receive a budget of that amount of money with that much at stake for the residents of Hoboken at 11:08 on Wednesday morning, and then to be asked to vote on something at 7 p.m. And then you have to be informed about these issues. Now, we have 9 council members, and I'll say all 9 council members really take their job seriously, which is a benefit to the residents of Hoboken. Everyone really tries to do their homework. Everyone does their due diligence. Whether we agree or not on issues is a totally other story, but everyone does do their due diligence. And I felt it was really unfair to ourselves and the members of the public to really get a budget in less than 7 hours before we're going to actually introduce it. And then when we introduce the budget, that also gives us a time constraint as well, so as to do our job, to have our budget workshops, to do outreach to the public, to try and get information from the state as well. And that puts the city council on the clock. So I said, let's delay that clock a little bit. Let's get all the questions we have out there a little bit, which I had a newsletter today. I had a bunch of questions that night, still have a bunch of questions going forward. But on Monday, we have a meeting again on Monday. Odds are we'll probably vote to accept the introduction of the budget. We'll start our budget workshop season, and hopefully we'll have more information that I've yet to receive, especially the debt worksheet I requested on that data. So we'll get it then. We should receive that. You have it already. We should receive that document a lot sooner, but we'll move forward from there, and we'll do the best job we can at 6.3% tax increase proposal right now, and I'll do my best to try and get that number definitely downwards as best we can.
Fair enough. Now, you said a lot, but let's just go back to this. So the special meeting Monday?
I believe a special meeting Monday, and then the workshops will condense, be those couple of days, 15, 16, 17, I don't know the dates exactly in my head, leading up to the council meeting. But we have all the directors be going up, making presentations about what their budget calculation is for their specific departments, and then we'll make decisions from there as we move forward. But it's important for us to kind of move the process a little bit ahead of time, because the longer we wait, the less we can really impact the budget as far as numbers downwards, right?
The municipal budgets for any municipality, I believe it's June 30th, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So, there's time, but not maybe as much time as you would like.
There's time, but we're already in April, right?
Yeah.
We'll be in May. We'll be halfway in June. The budget, half the budget has already been spent. So the impact we can make or try and make will be, we're going to try and make a significant impact on it, like we always do. But it won't be that impactful when the later we pass it. So, we should have, ideally, this process should really commence in January, introduction in January. We know the numbers are pretty much matching from prior year already. Look at our audit statements, look at our debt statements. The numbers are already there. Bear it out for going forward for not just this year, for future years to come. So the numbers are there for us to really see. It's just a matter of priorities and where they want to put those priorities, where we want to put those priorities. So hopefully we'll get a clearer picture over the next couple of weeks as we move this process forward.
All right, and just one more on this topic. So the business administrator, Jason Freeman, he gave a presentation before you voted. It was about 15, 20 minutes. A couple takeaways was basically that the tax increase is largely due to inflation and state costs that are out of their hands. And he also had a lot of charts and graphs, and he said that on the municipal level alone, Hoboken is still the lowest in Hudson County by a fairly significant margin. So your thoughts on all that?
Well, I mean, you can play with numbers as you want, right? I mean, the property value of an average home in Hoboken, fortunately for Hoboken, right, is a lot more than other municipalities in the state, so or in our county. When they put those numbers, so it's not an apples to apples comparison when you put those numbers up, because the number that we're probably paying in taxes total is probably same or more than what those residents are paying for their assessed value on that home. So the average assessed property in Hoboken may be $800,000. Our overall tax bill is going to be a lot more significant than it is someone paying $500,000, right? The overall number we're paying. So it's semantics when you pay with it at the end of the day, but it's all based on assessed value of our homes. So when they say our bond rating is AA plus, we didn't really do much to effectuate that. The Hoboken taxpayer does a lot more to effectuate that. For one, we have the highest, one of the highest tax-paying rates in New Jersey at 98%. So that helps us a big way. Our residents pay their bills. Right, they're very good at that. And then the assessed value of our homes and the value of Hoboken together is a lot. So it's multi-billion-dollars what our assessed value in Hoboken is as a city. So the markets look at that as well. So residents have the ability to pay the bills that we're sending them, number one. And then they look at the value like anything else. I reassess the value of my home. My home is worth a lot of money, and you get a higher credit rating based on that as well, as compared to somebody else that has a lower credit rating. So that benefits Hoboken. It's something that the municipality did at all. It's our residents doing a great job paying their bills. And hopefully we can keep their bills down moving forward.
Got it. Councilman, don't go anywhere, folks. Stay put. We're going to be right back right after this word from our sponsors.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunley Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
HCV Live and Uncut, John R. Heinis, still here with Hoboken 4th Ward Councilman Ruben Ramos. So, Councilman, let's get into the politics. Of course, a lot of fun. Now, or not, depending who you are. But the 8th District congressional race, of course, it's a much more competitive, or at least a lot louder than we're used to seeing, right? And you got Mayor Ravi Bala against the incumbent, Rob Menendez. You came out emphatically for Rob Menendez at the end of last month. Why did you think that was the right pick?
Well, I think Rob, in the last 2 years, has really earned my respect and my vote as the job he's done as a congressman. So I really don't see a need to change there. His values, as far as the issues that he's fighting for in Washington, are saying that I'm sharing for, fighting for affordable health care, fighting for more access to doctors, fighting more higher paying jobs for our residents in the 8th Congressional District, transportation needs. So the issues that he's fighting for in Washington are things that I believe in as well. So I don't really see a need to change the person that's representing us currently.
All right. What do you think about the discourse of this race? Of course, you've been around 25 or so years. You've seen all kinds of wacky stuff on TV and flyers and the news. When you're looking at the back and forth between these guys, what are you thinking?
I think the social media stuff is a newer aspect to this when you have two candidates really going back and forth on social media. I don't know how much ground you really gain on that, the back and forth on social media. I think you want to try and elevate the conversation a little more. I think we've seen in the past what Mayor Bala has done with the candidates that have opposed him and how he approached that. So I think we're looking at a higher level of intensity campaign moving forward on both sides. But I think ultimately it's going to come to the voters and what they feel is right, who's fighting for them on their behalf. And hopefully both candidates, hopefully Rob Jr., the candidate I'm supporting, gets his message out there that he's been fighting for the candidates the last 2 years, that he's there fighting on their behalf the last 2 years. Hopefully that resonates with them, with the record he's able to get in a short amount of time. It resonated with me, certainly, a couple of my council colleagues as well. I think when he's one-on-one and we're in front of a group of crowd, I think he's very impressive, and I think he's very good in his feet. I think he's doing a great job in Congress in debating issues on the floor at this time and in committee at this time, really expressing how he feels about issues. And what he's feeling is really the residents, the voices of the 8th districts. I think he's doing a good job of that. I think Ramos Abala, really just saw an opportunity for himself to kind of try and strike with the things that happened unfortunately with Rob's dad there, because a year ago, he was posing in photos with him all the time, our great congressman, up until very recently.
You mean senator?
Yep, excuse me?
You mean senator?
No, the Congressman
Well,
Ennis. Both, they were both great. up until a couple of months ago. They're both doing a great job, great interviews, going to events, glad handing with them constantly. So things have changed. I don't think the job that Rob has changed hasn't changed much in the last couple of months, and things that happened with his dad, that'll get adjudicated in a court of law. But as far as the job goes, he's been doing a great job in my eyes, and hopefully that resonates for the rest of the district. And we'll do all we can to try and get him elected.
Very good.
Or reelected.
Well, speaking of getting someone elected, a lot of people are telling me you got the look and the feel of a top-tier 2025 mayoral candidate.
Hopefully I have the look of something, right?
Yeah, sure. But what are you thinking about next year? I mean, it's 19 months, but still.
19 months is a long ways away. A lot of things can happen between now and then, but I'm fortunate enough where I have a core group of supporters that definitely advocated me and talking to me every day about running for mayor. I mean, I'm appreciative of that alone. I think I do. If we do try and pursue, I think we do have a record to stand on, 25 plus years of community service. Definitely advocate for my residents, and not just in the Fourth Ward, but throughout Hoboken. I've had the pleasure of serving in the State Assembly for 6 years. I've had the pleasure of serving for Councilman at Large for 4 years, serving the Fourth Ward for a number of years now. I think I definitely have my pulse in the community. Definitely advocate for what I see is right and advocate against what I see is wrong. Definitely have good work relationships with everyone. I'm not the ground into powder kind of guy. I definitely want to bring people together, elevate our conversation, move our city forward in a positive direction. So with myself, my supporters, I would not do anything without my family and my supporters, first of all. So if we make that decision, we'll definitely run an energetic campaign, a campaign based on issues. I don't have Twitter fingers. I definitely have a knock on doors. We'll burn the soles of our shoes out, try and meet people, glad handing people. As best we can. I think it works for us the past 25 plus years. Hopefully it'll work for us if we do decide to put our hat in the ring moving forward. But I think just the fact that with the reputation, I hope it's a positive reputation, be able to develop in town, the fact that I've been doing it this long, and people still say that you have an opportunity to run for mayor and not looking at it negatively, is I think I'm proud of that fact alone. The fact we have 25 years of public service and still have a good reputation of servicing our residents, and I'm proud of that moving forward.
So quickly, before you go, Councilman, I saw your email blast this morning, and you mentioned something that I don't think too many people were aware of, that Southwest Fest has been canceled this year.
It's been postponed, hopefully it's been postponed. Last year we had a great event. It's an event that was born from the Housing Authority residents and residents of the neighborhood, really tried to bring people together. And that's what the goal was. We put it together in a couple of months. And we made it a city-sponsored event. And that was really important to have a city, make it city-sponsored. It's an event that you hopefully can happen consistently every single year. But unfortunately, from the city's perspective, not my standpoint here, is they viewed there were new hires made in town. Jerry Fowler retired, a new hire made there. Last year, the event was run at the Department of Recreation. And they did a great job in helping us coordinate the event with the police department, with OEM, with the Hoboken Parking Utility, getting the no parking signs up, with the Housing Authority, the Hoboken Business Alliance, with myself and other sponsors. We were able to put an event of that magnitude with just $15,000, in a short amount of time. And we've already been planning. The event would have been June 1st. We already been planning since last year, trying to make it better, consolidate the event. Some things, obviously, you do a review of it, what we did right, what we did wrong, and try to make that event better. But the city felt that they had no one. They hired a new director of Jerry Fowler was community affairs. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Community arts. A new person there, and they felt that person didn't have their feet on the ground yet to try and hold the event this time. Although the event was largely run last year by volunteers, leave the boots on the ground, were volunteers, a community effort. So we could have led a lot of it this year, I felt, but they felt differently. So hopefully we could try and put it together in September or next June again. But I'm really sorry that that's not going to happen this year. It was an event that I think everyone was surprised at the success of the event last year. We had a Hoboken Business Alliance meeting a couple of weeks ago. The members of the board were like, "We having that event. I'm looking forward to our participation and make it bigger for next year." And I gave them the news. They were pretty disheartened about it. I know housing authority residents disheartened about it, as well as the Fourth Ward community and the city at whole that really attended that event, made it a great event. But we're going to bring it back. I'm going to fight to bring it back. It's coming.
Very good, Councilman.
I
Best of
appreciate it.
luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen. Thanks
Appreciate
for
having me
watching.
on.
You're very welcome. We'll be right back.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Hudson County View live on Uncut. Chad Heinis. Couple more before we let you guys go for the week. So, talking about the mayoral contest, we just got the second fundraising tally, which New Jersey Election Law Enforcement Commission, every quarter, you're mandated to report. This is the second quarter they're reporting since you had 2 candidates, actually 3 candidates, come out so early. So in this second quarter, long story short, Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day raised about $230,000, and former Governor Jim McGreevey raised $500,000. Approximately. Now, these are just rough tallies given by the campaigns. Those ELEC reports aren't going to be due for another couple weeks. And the fourth candidate in the race, Council President Joyce Waterman, hasn't pre-released anything yet, so we're not sure what that number looks like. And again, Musab literally just announced, so nothing on him yet. But, you know, there's a lot of money to go around. I mean, right now, counting his commissioner account, O'Day has about $650,000 cash on hand, while McGreevey has a stratospheric $1.4 million. So let's see what the trajectory is for either of them as the days go on. And just on a quick note, also speaking about O'Day, he came out with a proposal, a recommendation, asking for changes on collecting the payroll tax on construction projects. And that came right after Ward E Councilman James Solomon, who a lot of people think is going to run for mayor at 25, hasn't made any announcements yet, gave a plan how to better collect money on the payroll tax. So I'm not going to dig into those too much, as there is a couple other things I want to touch on, and we're short on time. So last week at an iftar, which is, you know, a dinner that celebrates the end of Eid, you saw Ward D Councilman Youssef Saleh, who is Muslim, and Jersey City Board of Education President Dejan Morris get in a bit of a verbal spat here, though the accounts of what happened couldn't really be much more different, to be quite frank with you. According to Morris, he said, when Ward D Councilman Yusuf J. Saleh stood to give his remarks, he publicly apologized to me for verbally disrespecting me. And afterwards, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, he came to the table and began to quote unquote verbally insult and verbally attack me even deeper. And he claims that he threatened him in a fashion that said, watch what happens. Now, Saleh again disputed this, and he said, after the speeches, I approached Trustee Dejan Morris and sat across from him and extended my hand in an olive branch, and he refused. He proceeded to yell at me and interrupt me, saying that he did not know the circumstances for why they did not change the date, and I told him I did. And he's talking about the BOE, again, recognizing Eid on April 8th instead of April 10th. And I stated, irrespective of what the reasons are, the date needs to be changed. And this goes on and on and on for quite a bit. But unfortunately, we don't really have a third-party account of what happened. It's really just he said, she said. So look, this is another one that's just going to have to basically end up in the books and goes on the cutting room floor, if you will. But another, I guess we'll just say strange incident involving the Board of Education in one fashion or another. Folks, speaking of the Jersey City Board of Education, perfect segue. Next week, we're going to have Trustee Eunice Barkuch. So with that, we're going to let you go. Have a great week.
Thanks for watching Hudson Media Group.